Hey guys, it's Jason. We're going to do some Pokemon Go impressions. Just me. Maybe everyone else if we do a proper review. But I don't think we will because this game isn't finished. And we'll get to that in a second. So right off the bat, I downloaded this yesterday. The game starts off with a professor who, worst design I've ever seen. I'm going to tell you right now. One of the shittier things about this game is the art style. It's very Yu-Gi-Oh! DS game character creator-ish, if you catch my drift. They're just ugly, doesn't look like Pokemon's art style. It's just very weird. The game just tosses you into it. He's like, oh, hey look, there's 3 Pokemon near you. You can apparently walk away from your Pokemon a couple times, and Pikachu will appear. But I didn't do that. And the game doesn't really tell you what to do, even when you find these Pokemon. You start and you go right into a battle. You touch which one you want of the original Gen 1 starters, and then you go into a battle. And the game doesn't tell you what to do. You tap a Pokeball, a little circle appears, and you throw it. And maybe you'll catch the Pokemon, and maybe you won't. I think you have to hit the Pokemon. Sometimes I'll get a little verbal cue that says great when I've hit a Pokemon dead center in the head. Sometimes I don't. So I still don't know how to catch Pokemon. I've been playing for 2 days. That's amazing. They don't tell you how to use anything. They don't tell you that there's an item bag or how to hatch eggs. You have to find all this stuff out for yourself. This is my biggest issue with the game, and this is how I know Nintendo really didn't have anything to do with it. There's no tutorials. And this is the type of game where they need to tell you how to do everything, because there's so many subsystems, different battle types, and all this other nonsense. You're just lost. And I've spent most of my time on forums trying to figure this shit out. There's a radar for finding Pokemon, but it doesn't tell you how the radar works. They don't tell you what Pokestops do until you get to a Pokestop. They won't tell you what gyms do until you get to level 5. By the way, it takes a long time to level up. You catch about 40 Pokemon before you're at level 3. It takes a while. It's really annoying. You get experience points. It doesn't really tell you how you get experience points either. You can get it from catching Pokemon and doing other things, but those other things seem to be random. Sometimes I'll get it for hatching an egg, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll get it for finding a new Pokestop, sometimes I won't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's move on from there. There are a ton of glitches in this game. It was rushed to release, and it shows. I've had the game freeze on me several times, once during a gym battle, which was frustrating, because I had to reboot my phone to... I could exit the app, but the app was stuck in the battle. So I had to force stop the app and relog back in. It's caused nothing but issues for my phone. I can't charge it while the app is running, because apparently then it reads all USB ports as a dock. And my phone won't charge. I don't know what that's about. Gym battles themselves are broken. If you tap too much, by the way, tapping is how you attack Pokemon. If you tap too much, and you're encouraged to tap, by the way, it's how you build up your secondary move that is usually typed and does a lot more damage. If you tap too much, one of the Pokemon, usually the last one, will refuse to lose its last couple HP. I've attempted several gym battles, and I've only won 2 out of the 7 because of this glitch. Even though I had stronger Pokemon and, in some cases, type advantage. It's ridiculous. You don't get anything for losing, even if you've knocked out 6 or 7 Pokemon before this. It's just very frustrating. You get nothing for it. Most of your Pokemon are damaged. And the only way to heal your Pokemon is to wait a couple days, and they'll heal automatically. Or buy potions, which cost a lot of money. And we'll get the currency in a little bit, but we're not there yet. It's really frustrating. This is something that shouldn't have gone out. This is not a launch day app. This is something that they should have fixed way before launch. And it's stupid. And I think it's going to turn a lot of people off to the game in the long run. This should have been patched They had 12 hours yesterday to try to figure out some kind of temp patch, and they didn't. So, whatever. Also, if your GPS is even the slightest bit inaccurate, it's going to cause you so much grief. I was standing right next to a Pokestop. Literally, there's one right down the street from me, like a two-second walk. It's a church sign. And I'm standing right next to it, physically touching the sign. And it says I'm across the street in somebody's yard. It's, and that might be my phone, to be fair. But there should be a way to be like, I'm at the Pokestop. Can you hone in on my location or something? Or just make the area where you can activate it larger. You get free items and stuff from the Pokestop, so it's worth stopping by every couple of hours. If you're, especially for me, because it's literally right next to my house, and I can do it on the way to work, I can do it on the way home. I can just walk down there if I'm walking my dog. It's handy, but my GPS, and I have a Galaxy S3, so I didn't think my GPS would be that bad, but apparently it is. So, again, this might just be a glitch in the game itself. I've never played Niantic's other game. If anyone has, leave it in the comments. And tell me if it was as shitty as it is here. So let's get to the Pokemon themselves. Catching Pokemon, again, they don't tell you what to do. Basically, touch a Pokeball, a little circle appears, and you flick the Pokeball at the Pokemon. Sometimes it will go past them, sometimes it'll stop a few feet in front of them. Doesn't matter how you flick it. I basically do it the exact same every time, and it's seemingly random how it works. If you hit the Pokemon and the circle aligns in the right way, I guess, you'll catch it. They can break out of, stronger Pokemon can break out of the Pokeballs. I've only had it happen a couple times. You start out with enough Pokeballs, and you get so many free ones from Pokestops, that you really won't have any problem, and you won't need to buy more, but they sell them by like the hundreds in the game itself. So that isn't too big of a deal. The catching is probably the only thing that doesn't need any work. It just needs to be a little more clear on how you can catch the Pokemon. And if they're going to Safari Zone it like they're doing, then let me like throw bait or something, because Pokemon can run away. And it's frustrating if it's something like Pinsir, where he doesn't evolve, so his whole thing would be to be powered up by catching multiple Pinsirs, but I've heard he runs away a lot. It's kind of annoying. I haven't run into one myself yet. We'll see. Let's see, next up. Battles. The gym battles, I talked about how they're glitched. They're not bad. You basically tap the other Pokemon and you build up a meter for your second attack. Then you tap and hold to unleash that secondary attack. There's actually, the second attack can be random. So, like, I have an Oddish with Moonbeam, but I fought an Oddish with Seed Bomb. Didn't do anything, obviously, against the other Oddish, but it's still neat to know that you have that option. It's not as useful in Gen 1, because it's Fairy type, and there are no Dark Pokemon in Gen 1. But if you run into a Dratini or something, it's cool to have Fairy moves at the ready, just in case. There's no immunity in this game, which is odd. So I had a Nidoran, a Nidoqueen, actually. Well, that's also another thing. You can catch fully evolved Pokemon if you're lucky. And then you don't have to deal with the bullshit of evolving them. So I have a Nidoqueen and she's ground. And I fought a Jolteon. Easy win, right? No, the Jolteon's attacks, even in not very effective, still took a lot of health. And it's actually kind of frustrating how much health it took. Where that should have been an immunity, and that would have been, I guess, an easier battle. I can see why they took out immunity, but it's still stupid. The other thing, the Pokemon have, like, tissue paper defenses. All attacks do a ton of damage, no matter if they see super effective or not. I had a Nidoran female, not my Nidoqueen, but she had more combat power. That's how their attack strength is gauged. At like, I think like 110, fighting like an Oddish with 70. And the Oddish was doing more damage to the Nidoran than I was doing to it. which doesn't make any sense. It's kind of frustrating. There's no, like, you don't get a defensive stat, you just have an attack stat, and I assume it just doubled as your defense, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So gym battles, you'll usually see your Pokemon wiped out one after the other, except for your strongest guy. It's kind of annoying. So I talked a little bit about CP. That is the main use for the candies your Pokemon come with. You might have noticed when you catch one, you get candies and Stardust. Candies will evolve a Pokemon by themselves, but you need an absurd number. I think, like, for example, Eevee is 50, and then you can pick whichever Eevee form you want. But Magikarp, for some reason, is 400. That's a lot of Magikarp, because you only get 3 candy when you catch a wild Pokemon. It's kind of messed up. The other option is you can use those candies and Stardust to power up a Pokemon. And that'll up their combat power, their CP. And that's useful. Like I said, I caught a Nidoqueen, so any Nidoran females I catch, or Nidorina, come with Nidoran female candy. And I can just dump that on Nidoqueen, and she gets stronger. She's sitting at like 486 right now. And that's great. It doesn't matter, because like I said, she still gets hit by like 4 attacks and dies. I don't know what's going on there, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, I wish they don't explain what CP is, if it actually helps defense or not. They don't explain effective and super effective attacks. It's kind of annoying. You can give multiples, like if you have like 6 Weedle, you can give the weaker Weedles to the Professor. And you'll get the candies they came with and an extra one for transferring them. But you only get 1, and that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I'm transferring a Weedle, and I put some effort into it, why can't I take that Weedle and get like 4 candies for it, so I can evolve this Kakuna into a Beedrill or something? It's a little frustrating, and it's stuff that you can't buy candies in the shop either. Maybe they'll change that eventually. I, for one, if I had the option to buy like 400 Magikarp candy, I would. Because I like Gyarados, and it's kind of unfair that I have to look around for Magikarp and catch at least 100? I think I have like 20 Magikarp candies right now, but I know I'm very, very far away from it. If I'm lucky, maybe Pokemon from eggs hatch with more candy, but I don't think you don't know what you're going to get in the egg. It's very random. So that's it for Pokemon. Let's move on to the store aspect. This is a free-to-play game. There are in-app purchases. It's all in-game currency. The only way to get free currency is to play the gym battles, which are broken. Maybe that's on purpose. Just saying. The prices to buy the currency are absurd. You get like 1,400 coins for 99 bucks. The cheapest item on the shop is like 70 coins. So yeah, you don't get a ton for your money. You can buy potions, revives, things like that. Revives are kind of useless unless you're going to go right back into a gym, because your Pokemon heal as you walk, I guess. You can buy things that attract Pokemon to Pokemon stops, or you can buy incense, which will attract Pokemon wherever you are. Buy the Pokemon stop ones. They work better. They stack, so if there's a lot of people there and they've each bought one, you can get a ton of Pokemon coming in. It's pretty nice. What you get from gyms is really shitty. Like, you have to defend your gym and you'll get money for it. But as near as I can tell, what you get initially from a gym is 10 coins. You can't buy anything with that 10 coins, so yeah, what the hell. And if you're lucky, you'll defend a gym, and people who are on your team will put their Pokemon there as well to make it harder for you to be disposed. There are people on my team in the area, but we keep missing each other, unfortunately. So the 2 or 3 blue people that are also in the area constantly retake the gyms. They're lucky, I guess. I haven't been able to successfully take gyms more than twice, like I said. So it's really hard to get money in this game unless you pay for it, and it's stupid. The other issue I have, you have to pay to hold more Pokemon. You can start with 250 Pokemon, which is fine. You don't need to keep lower evolutions or anything. Like I said, you can just give them away, especially if you're lucky and you find the fully evolved Pokemon. But the implication is obviously, as they add more Pokemon, you're going to have to buy more storage. So by the time they get to Gen 4, you'll be buying that whole 200 more Pokemon because you need to, because maybe you want one of each Pokemon for whatever reason, fully evolved. It's just really annoying. You also have to pay for item capacity. That's a little frustrating. You get items every time your trainer levels up. Those don't count towards your limit, which is nice. But they're just like potions and stuff. And potions don't even heal that much. I assume they're going to add more items that heal more and catch Pokemon easier as they go along. But it's kind of crappy right now. The only other thing is you have to buy something to hatch eggs. You get one to start with. That's infinite uses. But you can only hold 9 eggs at a time. And I think you can pay for more egg storage, but ugh. Eggs take, on average, about 2 kilometers to hatch. I don't know how many miles that is. I'm American, sorry. It doesn't penalize you for taking a car. So really, there's no reason to buy the egg incubators unless you have like 9 eggs. And you're running out of space. And I think that's it. I might have missed a few things. Like I said, I didn't get to play a lot because the servers were out almost the entirety of the launch day. So that was fun. I guess in summation, don't get this game. Wait like two or 3 months. Wait till September. September or early October. They'll have patched most of these issues by then, I hope. And it'll just be a better experience. And it won't be 90 degrees when you're out looking for like a Staryu or something. It'll be great. The trading should be active by that point, so you'll be able to trade with friends too. Which will make getting Pokemon you want a little easier. Like, I'm deleting the game. I have no interest in playing this until they fix everything that I've talked about. Maybe give you an alternate way to get money. Because I have a feeling the gym battles are never going to be 100% fixed. But we'll see. So, thanks for listening, guys. We might do a proper review. I don't know if Steve and Mark and Pat are going to play this game much longer. I'm at my limit, though. So if we do a proper review, I'll recuse myself and just sort of introduce it. So thanks for listening. See you guys in a little bit. Bye.